This video is dedicated to James Humphreys. James, thank you. Aesi Tyrant of Gyre Strait versus Darigaaz Reincarnated. That's not a great hand. Yeah, we want ramp in that hand really. And of course, just get into a one-lander. That's typically what happens when you decide to mulligan. Yeah, so we'll just have to go down again, I think. Alright, and then getting into a little bit more mana. Still not great. Let's keep there. Get rid of the Beast Within and the mana drain. Our opponent just starts things off with a tap land, so we'll just go for a forest. Rampant Growth from our opponent now. And we get into a command tower, so I think we're okay to just go Lightning Greaves and we can surprise our opponent with a Nissa next turn. Our opponent just plays another land and passes, so we'll go in for the Mana Crypt, another land, and we'll go for Nissa. Then immediately untap a forest. We'll put the Lightning Greaves on there just in case they draw into some spot removal. And they've already got some, so go for the throat, we go down a land, but if we can still get the emblem off next turn, then it's not necessarily the end of the world for us here. A Blood Sun. All lands lose all abilities except for mana abilities, so it's not Blood Moon, thankfully. We get into an island, so let's minus on the Nissa. Play the land. And that draws us a card, of course, getting us an Arcane Signet. So we'll drop the Arcane Signet. I don't think we're too bothered about Reclamation Sage. Maybe later on, but I think we save it here. Make our opponent worry about some counter magic. Captain Lannery Storm. Swinging in anyway to get themselves the treasure token. Now Vraska swarms Eminence, gets them into an Assassin. So we'll get down our commander here, that way we can draw 2 cards whenever we drop this land. And our opponent is tapped out, so we'll be able to get the Lightning Greaves over there as well. Play the land and draw a couple of cards. There is a Song of the Dryads, so let's get down the Soul Ring. Might be able to put Song of the Dryads onto our opponent's commander. And the Assassin token has Death Touch, so we're not going to swing in towards the Vraska. Yeah, I think we just leave it at that. And they do get down their commander. And swinging in with everything, get themselves a treasure token. We will block the Captain Lannery Storm. Hopefully they don't have a means of giving that Death Touch. Yeah, Lannery Storm goes down. And then minusing the Vraska down again to get another Assassin token. And we lose the flip to Mana Crypt again, so I think we can go for Song of the Dryads here, or maybe we should just play that land first, just in case. Again, drawing a couple of cards, we can make an additional land this turn thanks to our commander, so we'll do that. And then Azusa allows us to make another land, so we'll drop that straight away. Play the forest. Alright, and then we're getting into the fetches, so let's grab another blue source with the Flooded Strand. And then maybe it's time to go for the Rex Sage onto the Blood Sun, because we can't crack our fetch now. Yeah, I think I'll go for that here. When we crack the fetch, we'll draw another couple of cards. So there we go, getting rid of that allows us to put a life into the Flooded Strand, get ourselves into an island, and now we've got plenty of lands to make. Let's put Song of the Dryads onto our opponent's commander. And then we might as well hold up the Thought Vessel, and I think we go for something with Green Sun Zenith next turn. We can hold up the Disallow with the Thought Vessel here. So we'll leave it at that. A Doomblade going on to Azusa. I quite like the idea of going for Tatyova for some life gain and extra card draw, so I'm actually going to protect the Azusa here, because we've got lots of lands in hand and we need to make use of them. And then using their last piece of removal, so we forced it out of their hand at least. Azusa going down, using 2 pieces of removal to do it though. So I don't really mind that exchange, to be honest. Then the 1/1 comes in at us, we'll just allow that through. And it gets a plus counter on it from the commander. Okay, 3 visits. Now, as much as I'd like to go for something like Rampaging Baloths or Avenger of Zendikar with the Green Sun Zenith, I think maybe drawing cards and gaining life with Tatyova would be a good idea, so let's put 5 into X and then pay green for the Green Sun Zenith. Grab ourselves the Tatyova, and then it is Verdant Catacombs. And we're drawing 3 cards per landfall now, as well as gaining a life, like I said. Nissa coming in, we've got Simic Growth Chamber. Kiora is really good as well. Let's just play Hinterland Harbour. It would be good to get into another means of gaining landfall, but let's just go for the 3 visits here. That is landfall again. And we do have an unlimited hand size, so we don't need to worry about loading our hand up here. There's Nature's Law. Grab ourselves another basic. Draw 3 cards yet again. Okay, and there we are, Rampaging Baloths. We could go Kodama's Reach here. 4 mana for the Kiora. And then we'd have 4 mana left over. So maybe we... yeah, well, I think we do want to go for Kiora first of all. And we'll say that that assassin can't deal any damage, and that'll allow us to start swinging in. Our opponent has no cards in hand, so we'll swing in with the Tatyova here, I think. Hold back the Reclamation Sage for the protection of Kiora. Tatyova can go in at the Planeswalker. And our commander is going in at our opponent's face, so this encourages them to block the Tatyova. But deciding just to leave the body in play, that's fair enough. Put the Greaves back on our commander. And then we'll go for Nissa, Vastwood Seer. We'll be able to flip that round here. Let's go for a basic forest again. And then go for Verdant Catacombs. And we'll play the Breeding Pool in tapped, not holding up our mana drain. I feel quietly confident, like I said, that we've got this one now. The Nissa Vastwood Seer will flip round into a Planeswalker. Yep, and there's Scoot Swarm getting into our bomb creatures now. Avenger of Zendikar as well. Let's just make a 4/4 a Shire. And there we are, that can be us for the turn. Our opponent playing it out admirably and seeing what card they draw into. Next card we were going to draw into was the Courser of Krufix, which would have been more life gain. And yeah, we don't really need to play lands off the top, but we could have cleared some off the top, I suppose. Yeah, Crop Rotation would have gone for the Gyre's Cradle there. So yeah, not really much of anything going on there. We would have drawn into the Thespian Stage, which would have put us online for the Dark Depths combo. But apart from that, we were just going to start out valuing our opponent with Rampaging Baloths and Scoot Swarm next turn, most likely. We had enough lands in hand to not need the ramming out there. That felt like a fairly short one, so I think we'll squeeze in another one. Aesi, Tyrant of Gyre Strait, this time up against Etrata, the Silencer. And still no ramp there for some reason. Let's try yet again. And it is uncanny. You do tend to struggle getting into mana in this deck for some reason. So yeah, if that was a forest, I'd probably keep that, to be honest, but it isn't, so we won't. Alright, there we go, starting to get somewhere now. ditch the Finale of Devastation. And yeah, if we're going to go for these 2/3 CMC spells, I don't know if Dryad will make the cut there. So we'll go for a Breeding Pool in tapped. Our opponent gets in a Creeping Tar Pit, and there's the Birds of Paradise again. We've nothing else to do on this turn, so we might as well go for the birds. Get down Hinterland Harbour as well. Now holding up 2 blue mana. And there's Kiora, that's tempting. If they've got counter magic, I bet they counter Kiora. Now this is pretty greedy, but if we can get the emblem off with her, then it'll be really good. So I'm going to risk getting countered here. Just a case of looking at which counter spell to use apparently, and they go for counter spell. Happy for them to counter the Kiora instead of our commander. We'll go back to ramping next turn. Alright, just passing priority straight over to us. Back round to our turn, we will go for the Kodama's Reach. Not going to play the land yet, we'll not give our opponent any more information than he needs here. And allowing that through, so we will grab ourselves an island and a forest. Forest can go in tapped, island comes in untapped, and we can hold up our own counter magic. Now a Vapor Snag from our opponent, and it's all foiled out, so I assume this is some kind of competitive deck maybe? Maybe it's not. I mean, they're getting unlucky with the land drops at least. I imagine if they've got a counter spell, they'll counter that Storm Cauldron. But maybe we stand to lose more with Storm Cauldron. Yeah, could cast our commander, but we don't have a land to drop. Maybe we just go Cultivate here. And then we've got a land to make for next turn, we can hold on to it. So we go blue and green again. Play the Birds of Paradise again and hold up our counter magic again. If we can keep our commander in for any length of time, then I fancy our odds with that Storm Cauldron. Now a Fairy Seer, scry 2 when it enters. Should help get them closer to a land. Alright, Ancient Green Warden is good with that Polluted Delta. Let's go for our commander. Force Spike won't do anything for them here. They might have Force of Will or something like that. Allowing it to hit play anyway. We'll go for the Forest, which draws us a card with our commander, of course. And then it's Simic Growth Chamber, that's really good. So let's bounce the Simic Growth Chamber with its own ability. Gyre's Cradle as well. So yeah, time to see if our opponent has any spot removal. If they have any, do they want to use it on our commander? They did have spot removal, Epic Downfall, so our commander goes back to the command zone. Maybe we just have to slam this Storm Cauldron. Might go for the Ancient Green Warden first and then Storm Cauldron in the next turn. Anyway, swinging in at us with the 1/1 flyer. And then it's a Fabled Passage. Can we just slam down our commander again? I think we could get away with doing that. Let's go for that again. Get down our commander, go Gyre's Cradle, which draws us into mana drain, so let's drop the Fabled Passage. We can actually hold up the mana drain, try and protect our commander from any spot removal this time. Sack the Fabled Passage straight away and we'll get ourselves into a blue source. Alright, and now Skyshroud Claim. We can go... There, we've already got the Shockland out, so we can't get another blue source with Skyshroud Claim, unfortunately. Yeah, so we'll just hold up the mana drain here. And eventually our opponent gets into another land in Terramorphic Expanse. Maybe not a competitive list then, with Terramorphic Expanse. Our opponent clearly just likes foil cards. And even if it is competitive, this is hardly a fair showing because they have been mana screwed most of the game. Leaving back the 1/1 Fairy this time. Okay, Beast Within for us. Let's go for the Ancient Green Warden before anything else. Alright, deciding to bounce our commander. We will mana drain that. Do it with the islands. And that allows our Ancient Green Warden to come into play. So first off we'll go Polluted Delta. Draws us a couple of cards because landfall triggers twice with the Ancient Green Warden. And there's an Ancient Tomb for even more mana. We'll crack the Polluted Delta for a dual land here in Tropical Island. Only a couple of basic islands left in the deck, noteworthy. Oh, Prophet of Kruphix. Don't know if we'll make much use of Prophet of Kruphix. So maybe we go Ancient Tomb, getting us into a land, and Finale of Devastation. Let's play the Courser of Kruphix, and we'll play the Storm Cauldron, and that is probably the game for our opponent. We've got another land to make here thanks to that, so let's go for... we can just go for the Fabled Passage, I think. Gains us life with Courser of Kruphix. We know one of the cards that we're drawing into, it's that Nissa that's on top, yep. And our opponent decides to scoop to that, we would have drawn into Nissa and a Flooded Grove. There's another land on top which we draw into next turn. And then, yeah, even more lands on top. So not really a fair one there because our opponent was mana screwed, but it does show you the type of thing that Aesi can do when it goes unchecked, so we'll put that in as a little bonus video. Leave it a thumbs up and subscribe, and comment below if you did enjoy the video. Hopefully you did. I'm tribalkai on the EDH channel. Thank you for watching.